What's up, everybody? How's it going? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Sorry I kept you waiting. Busy day. I had to go run and grab some medicine from the store. It was a kind of a busy day. I had to take my daughter to the orthodontist, and then just a crazy day after that. She got sick. So, anyways, sometimes you get busy being a parent. And, thanks for the well wishes. But you know what? We have to talk about Trey Lance, the media, everything. It's just I'm so tired of all the backlash that Trey's getting. We're gonna talk about it. Um, I know you guys see the video. We ain't even. I'm not. I don't even want to know. Yeah, let's talk about Trey Lance today. How is everybody doing? How's everybody feeling? We have football back today. Practice today. We have a lot of stuff to talk about. We have a game on Sunday, and I just wish it was Sunday right now because I want to see the 49ers play some football. What's up, everybody in the chat? Brendan Murphy, what's up? Yo, hit the like button on your way in. Please do me a favor and hit that like button. Let's get to it. Trey Lance is facing so much scrutiny in the media. We're going to talk about it all. Reyes says Trey Lance was making it rain. Come on now. It's a 5 storms coming, right? I'm not even going to make any jokes. You know I am, though. We'll get to it in just a second. Let's do a quick little intro, and I'll be right back after this. All right, we are back. How's it going? You know what? How are we feeling today? The media has just been ripping Trey Lance left and right all season, all week. And after that game on Sunday, I feel like it got even worse. You had Mike Martz coming out and he attacked Trey Lance. Chris Sims sitting there saying that they're going to bring back Jimmy Garoppolo as the starter, Sean Payton. Everybody in the media is trying to get clicks and likes, and they're spinning this every which way except a good way. I got a couple videos I want to play for you. We're going to do it. We're going to play some videos. This is what Chris Sims said recently. I'm going to play the video. You tell me if you hear it because this is something new I'm trying out on the streams. Check it out. Let's see if it works. Here we go.
They are a Super Bowl football team. And to do justice to your organization, your fan base, and more importantly to your football team, the guys in the locker room, you got to play the best players. And I think there's guys, I've heard through the grapevine, there's guys in that locker room that go, Jimmy G's the best player. I mean, I know.
He's proven it. How would you say differently right now?
I know, and I don't want to call people out here, but I've heard from people that I know around the NFL to go, yeah, there's some prominent people in the 49ers locker room that go, Jimmy Garoppolo's better. Okay, so that's a real thing
On the offensive side?
Well, maybe, but I'm not silly. Okay. So, but either way, yes, I think that the leash has to be short. I don't think we can wait till Game 6 and the 49ers be 2-4 and be like, now let's do it. It might have to be week 3.
So that was Chris Sims earlier in the week. I don't know. How was the sound? You guys hear that okay? Chris Sims saying that the leash is going to be short, that the players in the locker room, they like Jimmy Garoppolo better. Jimmy Garoppolo's probably going to be in there by week 3. Like, it's getting crazy. And now just even Shannon Sharp was calling him out today. I don't have the video, but Shannon Sharp was calling him out. Man, it is getting so insane. This guy has started 3 games in the NFL, man. 3 games in the NFL. Yeah, I can't believe that we're sitting here desecrating a kid that's played 3 games in the NFL as a starter. There were some good posts today everywhere that's trying to defend the guy. Like, look at CBS Sports. They posted up. We posted this earlier too. CBS Sports, they posted up a comparison after active quarterbacks, similar numbers through 3 career stats. It has Trey Lance, Matt Stafford, Josh Allen, Derek Carr. Trey Lance threw for 605 yards in 3 starts. Pretty comparable to all those quarterbacks. He has more yards thrown in 3 games than all those quarterbacks. TD interception about the same. 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions for Trey Lance. Stafford 2-5. Josh Allen 2-4. Derek Carr 3-3. So it's absolutely crazy, man, that Trey Lance in 3 games is already getting, just tomatoes thrown at him. They're getting tomatoes thrown at the guy, and it just boggles my mind. Look at some of these guys. It takes some time to develop to where they need to be, So, oh, man, it is absolutely crazy how the media is just taking it and pushing their agenda on Trey Lance. I don't know. I don't get it. Why? I don't get why. And then my man Paranoid with the funny comment here. We'll talk about that in a minute. I got some more stuff. This was Mike Martz. I'm gonna play the Mike Martz video. This one was the one that really took the cake. I know most of you guys have heard this already. This is the audio from Mike Martz. Let's play this one.
I want their eyeballs. Yeah, I've never seen anything about this kid that was encouraging at all. He really has to plan himself to make a good throw. He's not a quick decision guy. Everybody's shot in the rear about him being a mobile guy making plays with his feet. He looked like a fullback stumbling around trying to run the ball to me. I mean, he's not Lamar, so I don't know what he is. He's not particularly a good guy running with the football. And based on what I saw today, I mean, he missed 2 guys completely by themselves. I know it was in the rain, but quarterbacks do that. You make those throws. I know this, he can only go up. He can only get better because you can't get any worse than what he did today. I've never liked him. I still don't like him. I don't know. I'd like to know what he does so well because he's not a great passer, doesn't have good skills, takes him a long time to set himself and throw the football, misses easy throws, and he's not particularly a good runner. Other than that, he's a hell of a player.
Man, he just went in on him. And it's crazy because a few weeks before that, you guys have seen the videos. He was on 957 The Game, and he was talking about how he thinks Trey Lance is ready. He's going to be the guy. And then all of a sudden, he has this big revelation, and he just laid it on him. He laid it on him thick there. You saw the video. It's just the media, again, pushing their agenda. They want to get their clicks, and for whatever reason, the tables have turned with Trey Lance. Last year, everybody was sitting here crapping on Jimmy Garoppolo, get him out of there. He's terrible. And now everybody is sitting there saying, get Trey Lance out of there after one game. One game in the rain. One game in the rain, man. It's so funny to see the media switching up. Last year, everybody that's sitting here calling for Trey Lance was sitting here telling everybody in the media saying, or everybody out there watching football saying, oh, get Trey Lance in there. Take Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy Garoppolo, so bad. Jimmy's so bad. Jimmy's so bad. This was the media last year. And now those same people that were sitting here, taking a dump on Jimmy Garoppolo's name, they want Jimmy Garoppolo in the game. So it makes no sense to me. I don't get it. Trey Lance, man, he just has to go out there and prove himself, really. At the end of the day, he's got to go out and win because nobody's going to sit here and give him any type of credit unless he wins, man. It's crazy. Crazy, man. It's absolutely crazy how much he gets just desecrated by the media. And then, we got this video rolling around. I'm not going to play it. Community guidelines, YouTube probably won't let me. But there's a video where Trey's in a strip club shooting the dollars. We saw the video. He's 22 years old. And it's not the worst thing in the world. But I think the timing of this video is definitely not the best. Because, the media is going to get a wind of it. People are going to post this up. Tomorrow it's probably going to be a Pat McAfee show. And you know what's going to happen. The media is going to say, oh, see, he's too immature. He's too young. But, he's 22. Give him a chance to live his life. He's enjoying his life. But it's definitely something that's going to get, pushed in the media. And they're going to come for his neck because of this fact that he's 22. You just had a loss. I don't know the timing of it, so we can't really speculate. It looks like it might have been recent. But media is going to come at him for this video because they have an agenda to make this guy look like a bad guy. And that's an unfortunate thing right now. Trey Lance is just getting the heat. There's a lot of pressure on him to perform. He was a number 3 pick in the NFL draft. Number 3 pick in the NFL draft. So they're going to have to come at him, Yeah, exactly, Ryan. That could have been from a long time ago. Eric says national media is going to rip them apart. They already have. They've already ripped them apart. It's just crazy, man. There's a couple things I want to post out here. So there's a few tweets. Let's pull them over. So this was from Chris Bitterman. He says, Trey Lance, 22. When Josh Allen was 22, he completed 53% of his throws and had more picks than touchdowns in his first NFL season. Patrick Mahomes was 22. He wasn't even starting. So these are things you got to realize. And then this is from Kyle Madsen. He said that Trey Lance in his third NFL start was 13 for 28, 164 yards, 0 touchdowns, and interception. Josh Allen, third NFL start, 16 for 33, 151 yards, 0 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. So this is what you have to realize. It's his third start in the NFL, man. And people have to take a chill pill and realize he's only 22, making his third start. I don't know how many times I could stress that, and I think he will get better and better as the seasons go along. I want to show some cool stuff. Let's take a look at the positives of what Trey Lance did on the weekend. Like, I know we've seen these. I know you've seen these, but I want to kind of actually let's highlight the positives that Trey Lance has done. Look, check it out. This is what we got to see. Look at that throw. That's the throw to Ray McCloud. This was a beautiful pass. I mean, a dart. Of course, he wasn't perfect, but he made some good moments. He had some good flashes there in this game. Now, check this. This is that same play, different angle. Again, another good play here. Good pocket presence. A beautiful play. It's just a great play right here, you know? And these were things that he did right in the game, and you can build upon this. This is his third start, and he made some very impressive plays, man. And that's why I just don't get it. The media is just all over him. Now, these were some exceptional passes. I mean, look at this beautiful play. I mean, come on, Juwan Jennings. We've talked about this one. If he's a little faster, it's a touchdown. This is so crazy, man. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that play. The kid has talent. Look at the fucking play. Oh, my God. He has talent galore. He has it, man. He's young. Give him a chance. You have to have patience. You have to have patience, ladies and gentlemen. You have to have patience for a youngster. I know some people want him to be Mahomes right away. Look at this stat from NFL CBS. This is what I had talked about earlier. Active quarterbacks with similar numbers through 3 career starts. Trey Lance, 605 yards. All the other guys, Matt Stafford, Josh Allen, Derek Carr, they didn't have as many yards. TDs to interceptions, it's literally almost the same. 2-3, 2-5, 2-4, 3-3. You got to make mistakes, man. Some of you young cats didn't even watch Peyton Manning. You know he was a legend. But Peyton Manning, he threw interception after interception after interception. You think we would have thought he was going to be a Hall of Famer after that first year in the NFL? No, probably not. But man, this guy worked at it. He got the reps, and it made him better. I just don't get this media. They want him to succeed, and I feel like Trey Lance is coming in at a disadvantage. You know, it's funny because last offseason we sat here and we pumped up Trey and we hyped him and we said he's in the best situation. He's in the best situation, right? He's got Debo, he's got Kittle, he's got Brandon Ayuk, he's got all these guys. The more I think about it, he's actually in the worst situation. Niner fans, we are starving for a Super Bowl. We had the most polarizing quarterback situation, every other year. We always have a big polarizing quarterback situation. Jimmy Garoppolo, he was there. He got a lot of, negative publicity, negative media. You had Alex Smith, Colin Kaepernick. Years before that, there was Steve Young, Joe Montana. Like, it follows this franchise. There's always some type of drama with the Niners. So Trey Lance might not have been in the best situation in terms of how the media looks at things. The Niners are always scrutinized. Fans want a Super Bowl right now. You need to be great right now, right today. They got to be right now, right today. You have to go and be an elite person in one night. And it doesn't work that way. It takes time, man. It takes time. You got to learn. You got to go through the struggles. And this is what we said in the offseason. He's going to go through some ups and he's going to go through some downs. Had he made the pass to Tyler Kroft, had Debo not fumbled, if we didn't have penalties, if Trey Lance wins that first game, We're not even having this conversation, and that's what makes me so sick, dude. You know? Eric O says, Jimmy said he wouldn't wish this on anyone, and now it's happening to Trey instead of Jimmy. Yo, it's crazy how the tide has turned. This literally happened to Jimmy Garoppolo last year. And now it's happening to Trey Lance, man. Like, I can't understand how they have to deal with this. Like, they handle it well. Both of these guys have handled the scrutiny, the media, the fans, the backlash so well, man. It's unbelievable how they handle themselves and they conduct themselves, and they keep a professional face, man. If I was Trey Lance, man, I definitely would be irritated myself. I mean, maybe that's why he went to the strip club. Maybe that's why Lap Dance Lance. Is that what we're calling him now? Is that why Lance? If this was recent, if that's why he went to the strip, yo, I needed to blow off some steam too. I'd go. I don't blame the kid. But anyways, getting back to the point of the matter is, I just can't wait for Sunday. If Trey goes out there and has a masterclass game, that's going to make everybody calm down. It's going to quiet a little people, but you have to continue to do it because Trey Lance is under a huge microscope. He's under a lot of pressure, and we all know pressure makes diamonds. But pressure, I think someone said earlier, also busts pipes. So he's in a massive amount of stress and pressure. The 49ers have a Super Bowl roster, and they have a 22-year-old young man, and we expect him to take us back to the promised land. We know he's got the talent. He's young, though. He's going to make mistakes. So you're going to continue to see the media just go at his neck, man. And it's not fair. But, hey, this is football. You got to remember he's 22 years old, and that's what we got to realize. Let's get to some of these comments. How's everybody doing out there? How we feeling, man? How is it going? We got a game on Sunday against the Seattle Seahawks. Niner Sickness Podcast. Shout out. What's good? He says, Joe Montana and Steve Young both started slow. That is correct. Have the patience with Trey. Exactly. Dick Tracy. Looks like he's a anti-Trey supporter. He says, Lance has zero excuse. Come on now. We got these Lance haters. They're going to come out here and say what they got to say. But, hey, everybody's got an opinion, right? Some are just better than others. Ryan McDonald says, Peyton Manning had the worst season of all time. Look at him now. Top 7 quarterback ever. Exactly. It's not how you start. It's how you finish. It is how you finish, baby. They're going to eat their words when they pop off, says Isaac, 100%. If Lance goes out there and he goes out and he performs well, everybody's just going to have to eat their words. They're going to eat crow, and that's what I'm hoping for. You know what I mean? So that is exactly what we're all hoping for. Max Out King says, I'm sorry to say he is not ready. Everybody says that. That's their excuse. Again, you only get better with the reps. He's going to continue to get better and better. And maybe he isn't 100% ready where he's going to be because you're right. He's 22. He's only going to get better as time goes on. He hasn't hit his peak. He hasn't hit his potential. Players take 2-3 years to hit their peak. You know what I mean? So, Drunk Polish says, it's BS, bro. 3 starts and the media is going ham. It's absolutely bonkers how it is. You know what I mean? Absolutely crazy how they are attacking the kid. Jonathan Lopez says, Trey Lance is an adult. Criticism comes with the job. Definitely the criticism comes with the job. But the matter of how they're going at it, they're not even being objective. They're not even looking at all the factors. There's no context to their arguments. There's no validity to their arguments. They're out there just spewing crap because one person says something and then they roll with it and they continue to roll with it. That's the media, man. They write their narratives. They go out there and all they do is copy, paste, and regurgitate what one guy says. Like Colin Cowherd. Look at Colin Cowherd, man. When Trey Lance was drafted, this man had the biggest hype video. He was pumping up Trey Lance. He was all aboard the hype train. Oh, Trey Lance was the best rookie in the quarterback class. He's better than Mac Jones. He fits the scheme so much with the quarterback coach and head coach like Kyle Shanahan. He was pumping him up so much. Now, Colin Cowherd flipped his switch like he always does. He switches it up, and he's just churning out so much negativity, man. And that's what the media is doing. They're all following suit because this is the story that gets attention. It gets virality. It gets clicks, and it gets likes. People like to hear negative stories so they can fight back and engage with the story, the video, the post, whatever the case is. That's the way I look at it. But you're right. Criticism definitely comes, but I don't think the criticism he's getting is just because I feel like people are just throwing mud on his name, man. Like, look at some of the stuff that people are saying. It's absolutely incredibly it's disgusting what people are saying. Some people are just calling him names. The kid had to turn off his comments on social media, man. That to me is unfortunate. So. Patek says Fields threw nothing but checkdowns besides those 2 wide open touchdowns. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like Fields outplayed him. He won the game, and that's what people remember. And if Trey Lance and the Niners would have won the game, that would have been all we needed to hear, and everybody would have said, "Oh, well, at least the Niners won. The Niners won. The Niners won." Because wins solves everybody's problems. If the Niners win games, it doesn't matter how you perform, because there's been many times where Jimmy Garoppolo performed like a bottom feeder. He looked so bad sometimes, but they won the game. So, hey, yeah, Jimmy won the game. It doesn't matter. And that's just how people perceive the sport, you know. Max Out King says they did the same with Jimmy Garoppolo. It's true, and that's what we said at the top of the show, that Jimmy got a lot of hate himself last year. It was crazy how much hate that Jimmy Garoppolo was getting last year, right? He got hate. People wanted him out, and that's just the way it's been going over the last couple of years. The people are just never happy. You know, they're never happy. And now Trey has to deal with it. And again, it's an unfortunate situation, but it's only one game. It's only one game. As long as he starts winning games and he performs better and he starts throwing touchdowns and the offense starts scoring, everybody's going to be happy, you know? That's it. But I feel like there is a lot of pressure on him, a lot of hype on him. Obviously, everybody is excited, because they did want Jimmy out, and now they want this new era. So if it doesn't go the way they see it as they think it should, or if it doesn't start the way they think it should, they're going to immediately give up and not have that patience. And they're going to say, this guy's a bust. He's terrible, X, Y, Z, So Brandon says Trey will prove the critics wrong. That's what we all hope, right? I'll be at the game, and I hope to see the Niners and Trey Lance do well. We got to get a win, because Seattle, man, let's be honest, they played better than any of us expected. They played great. Defense looked good. You got a good coach, Pete Carroll. He always knows how to play against Kyle Shanahan. And you got to also realize it's an NFC West division matchup. NFC West is so tough. Doesn't matter your record. You throw that out the window when you have a rivalry game. When you have a rivalry game, you want to go out there and beat the other team no matter what. You have one win on the season, and it could be the last game of the year. You want to play spoiler to your rival. This is going to be a tough game. Yeah, Christy says, at this point, Trey could sneeze wrong, and they'll still bash him. Yeah, you know what? At this point, he's under such scrutiny, and people are looking for him to make a mistake. People are looking for him to do something wrong, to throw an interception. Whatever he does is going to get heavily criticized. And you're right, unfortunately. So, my man, Shane says, will you be at the game? I'll be at the game. You know how it goes. I'll be definitely there. Let's see. Max Out King says, O-line definitely has to step it up. Laken Tomlinson is missed. I'm telling you, Laken was definitely a big miss. They should have kept him somehow, some way. Aaron Banks has that's another guy that has a lot of pressure, right? There's a ton of pressure on Trey Lance, but Aaron Banks has so much pressure at that left guard spot. O-line overall just didn't look like they were a well-oiled machine. That's what it really looked like. They were just not in good cohesion. There was no gel. There was no chemistry. It takes time for an O-line unit to gel and kind of build that good communication together. So hopefully they play well. Hopefully they get better, because we got to protect Trey Lance, man. He was under pressure a lot. And then the running situation, we've talked about that. We can't have Trey Lance being the leading rusher. 13 carries was just too much, man. Absolutely too much. So Lance has already lost the locker room. This guy is crazy, man. This Dick Tracy guy spitting some crazy words, man. He must be Mike Martz's burner over here. So I've never seen this. This is what SF Niner for Life. I've never seen this much criticism for a young quarterback with 3 starts. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely took the words out of my mouth, man. It is absolutely ridiculous. But hey, if he wins games and he goes out there and he puts up stats, and people like Dick Tracy are going to be quiet come the next day. So that's all we got to do. That's all we got to do is go out there and win games and perform well, and it'll shut everybody up. That's all it takes is just to go out there and win games. So, but Dick Tracy, he's been in the locker room. We haven't. So shout out to Dick Tracy. Media passes. He has media passes. He's in the locker room. He knows exactly what's going on. So we must be in the presence of a media insider. Shout out to Dick Tracy on the chat. Thank you for coming by and providing us with inside information. Thank you for that, man. Love it. Gotta love it, man. Hey, Peter Parker says, one bad game. Trey lost the locker room, but Jimmy with countless interceptions and bad games. He didn't, that's how it works in the NFL, Peter Parker. You didn't realize it takes one bad game from a 22-year-old young star. So, appreciate you, Dick. Don't worry about it. We love you. He has the media access. We know he does. So next time, go get me an autograph. But, at the end of the day, we hate it. We're frustrated. Just got to go out there, perform, and win. Silence the critics. That's what it takes, right? Win games and silence the critics. That's all it takes. One game at a time. If the Niners win against Seattle, I think that'll go a long way because, look, the Seattle Seahawks have actually dominated the 49ers. And I hate to say that. They've traditionally whooped up on the Niners, and we hate it because they are our bitter rivals, right? The bitter Seattle Seahawks. They've crushed us more times than we would want to remember. But if the Niners get a dub and Trey Lance is the quarterback, that's something that not a lot of people can say they've done. I mean, Jimmy Garoppolo struggled against Seattle. If Trey Lance goes out there and he beats the Seattle Seahawks home game, I think that's going to quell a lot of people's feelings. That's going to make a lot of people feel better about Trey Lance, So I think that he could come out and win this game. But again, it's not going to be tough because Seattle defense is better than we thought. Better than I thought. But they do have a lot of issues. Their O-line's not great. I think they're suspect. They do have good receivers. Geno Smith looked good in the first half. Second half, he was Geno Smith. He didn't really impress me in the second half, but they built up a good lead, and that red zone defense really took Denver apart. So definitely going to be a tough one. So Trey Lance, get this dub, and I think a lot of people will be singing a different tune after Sunday. Jordan Mason needs touches, says YG. I agree. That's a big situation. The running back situation to me is an absolute critical situation. Without Elijah Mitchell, I don't know what we're going to do. Hopefully Jordan Mason can step up, maybe TDP. They're going to give Deebo Samuel a lot of carries. I'm more concerned about George Kittle also. George Kittle not being in this game potentially could be a huge factor. Huge factor. That's another thing. Trey Lance really hasn't had George Kittle during his starts. He had him against Houston. He didn't have him in the Arizona game last year, and he didn't have him last week. George Kittle needs to get out there and build that chemistry with Trey Lance, and he's important for the run game, the blocking. So George Kittle missed practice today. Hopefully he could come in and play this weekend, but I don't know, man. If you miss 2 practices this week, you missed practice all of last week, it's hard to say that he's going to come right in and go and be effective. How effective will he be after missing all this practice? Obviously, Kittle's a guy that doesn't need the practice, but timing might be off with Trey Lance. So that's definitely a factor. I hope that Trey Lance could come in and get some chemistry with Kittle, and Kittle could come back and play. But groin injuries are never good. They're tough ones. They're kind of pesky, and they could kind of linger on for a while. So I don't know, man. I'm a little worried about George Kittle and that issue right now, that groin injury. So something to keep an eye on. They got one more practice tomorrow. I'm kind of leaning towards the fact that he might not play this week, George Kittle. Second straight game, because you do have tougher games coming up. You want to save him against those opponents. You throw him out too early, he's at risk for re-injuring himself. So that's tough. Max Out says Kittle is missing. Kittle is missed. Blocking is key. Dwelly missed so many blocks. That's the thing, man. George Kittle, his presence in the blocking game just changes everything for the running lanes, right? Like 4 more yards usually with Kittle in there. He adds a few little different intricacies that somebody else on this line can't do. And I know I love Kyle Juszczyk, but he's just not the same as Kittle. And Kyle Juszczyk's always at different levels of that blocking too. You need them both. And Mike McGlinchey needs that help from Kittle. It's just a tough situation seeing Kittle not out there because you need that blocking from George Kittle out there. He changes it up so much. So I agree with that. and Dwelly is definitely not the blocker that Kittle is. We know that. Dwelly is not the block. He's never been the blocking tight end. He's got good hands, but he's not underutilized, right? Because he's not as good as Kittle in the passing game. You got Charlie Warner, who's a pretty good blocker, but he's not George Kittle. Tyler Kroft, he's okay, but him and Lance definitely don't have that chemistry. I mean, you saw the bad pass from Trey, bad timing. I don't know how much times they've worked together in the training camp and practice and stuff like that. It looks like their timing's way off. So they need Kittle out there, man. Just at least just for the blocking, you know. Kittle and Juice are the best blocking non-offensive linemen in the NFL. They most likely are, but the problem is they just can't see the field together all the time. And Kittle, man, I love the guy, but he plays so physical. We've talked about this. Very similar to Rob Gronkowski. Those two guys have hurt themselves many, many times throughout their career, and their careers are usually not. Their careers, could have been longer. Like especially Gronk, his career could have been longer had he not had all those injuries. And I'm afraid that Kittle's following that same path. That he might be out in 2-3 years. The way his career's been going, man. And it's unfortunate because he plays so physical. And that's the unfortunate thing about having to rely on Kittle in the blocking game is it takes a massive toll on his body, man. So, yeah, hopefully he could play. Trey's going to need him. And, you need to step up with everybody else on this lineup. Debo needs to get a little bit more carries. But if he's going to be used as a running back more than a wide receiver, it's going to also dip into his production. And then you got Brandon Ayuk. They know they need to get him the ball. He talked about it yesterday that, there's no magic number, that don't freak out about it. But I think the fans do want to see Brandon Ayuk get the ball more. We saw how good he was during the training camp sessions and preseason. So that's the guy that needs the ball in his hands. Hopefully Danny Gray's activated this week. There are some issues there. They didn't really get a lot of chances to get to Ray McLeod. But, he's more of your third, fourth receiver. He's a special extra weapon. I like what I saw out of Jawan Jennings. He looked really good on Sunday. He was your big-time go-to target chain mover. He was the guy that was stretching the field at times. Again, big clutch catches, Jawan Jennings. I like what I saw out of him because during the preseason, it didn't look too good for him. But Shanahan did say he was a late riser, late bloomer, and he started to get on a roll on Sunday. So he needs to continue to get on a roll on Sunday. But, man, Trey's got a big test against the Seattle Seahawks. Because if he loses this game, Niner fans are going to come for his neck. And this was the thing that a lot of people talked about over the offseason, right? Once Jimmy got extended, over the last couple of weeks, when he got extended, a lot of people were saying, this is not good, this is not good. This is going to hurt Jimmy Garoppolo. Being there is going to hurt Trey Lance because now everybody's going to sit there and think that Jimmy's got to go in eventually. And that's what the media is doing. It's the same cycle, the same circle of everybody sitting here saying, you got to keep Jimmy in there because Trey's not ready, and it's just going to be the cycle off season. At the end of the day, I think you got to roll with Trey no matter what. Even if he struggles, if he comes out the gates bad, you have to give the man his chance to take his lumps and learn from these things because all young quarterbacks go through their struggles, but they learn from it and they get better. That's it. Bottom line, I know a lot of people don't believe in him. We've seen the comments, people hating on him, telling us he's so bad, this and that. Whatever the case is, it's only going to take time for him to learn from it and get better. You can't expect someone to be, at their peak overnight. And that's the big story. That's the big takeaway from this. So at the end of the day, man, I'm just excited for Trey, and I hope that he gets it right because he doesn't deserve the hate. Nobody deserves the hate. Nobody in the league deserves the hate. They're all talented. They're all NFL players. Like, we can sit here and talk about this guy, that guy. You don't know shit, this, that. You're stupid. You're a bum. This guy's a bum. You could sit here and talk all that hate. But at the end of the day, all these guys are NFL talented players. They're all NFL, NFL players on a roster. None of us are that are here sitting talking. So we can sit here and analyze and talk about whatever we want to talk about. But those are the guys that are actually suiting up on the field on Sunday. So I got respect for them. And I just want Trey Lance to get it done and prove everybody wrong. Because it's just so stupid to see his own fan base turning on him. Like, his own fan base just sitting here and ripping the guy to shreds. It bothers me, man, being a fan of the team. Like, why would you root against a player on your team? Or why would you crap on him or talk trash about him? You support the team. Oh, why you got to talk trash about your own players, man? That's what really bothers me about the whole situation. So Anyways, it is what it is. It is criticism, but so this is the thing. It's not. He says it's not hate. It's called criticism. There's a difference. Criticism and hate is different. Like you could just see the sheer hatred in the way that people phrase what they say. Like you could just see. You can tell, man. A lot of people just hate Trey Lance, man. The way they say it, the way their comments come out. Oh, he sucks. He's so garbage. Like you can criticize a guy. Like definitely. Did I think Trey Lance played great? No, he didn't play great. He played mediocre. It wasn't the best game, but it was his third start in the NFL. Like there's a lot of things he can do better. Definitely. We know. We've sat here and talked about it all week. But there's been people that have been sheer hating on the guy. You could just sense it, man. That's the way I feel. I feel like the sense that I get, the vibes that I get. I've been following this team, this fan base, this community for a long, long time, man. And you can just sense it when there's trends. I know some people don't want to hear it, but you could sense it. You could sense it. Jimmy Garoppolo faced so much hate. It wasn't criticism. It got to a point where people absolutely hated the guy. And that's the same vibe I feel out of Trey Lance. Like people absolutely hate this young man for no apparent reason. Like he didn't do anything to you guys. He just lost the game. But I don't know. I digress. You just got to be patient, man. You just got to be patient, man. Anyways, you guys have a good rest of your day. I think there's a game coming up. It's Thursday night football. I'm going to go enjoy this game. I hope that everybody can have some patience on Trey Lance and just wait for him to reach his peak. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. I love you no matter what. Keep the faith. Let's hope we get a win this weekend because I do not want to go into next week 0-2. I will be sick to my stomach. Have a good rest of your night, man. Take care.